Hey guys, so today we're going to be breaking down, there's actually 4 1% sparkings on this banner, and then of course Legends Limited Goku. His full details are posted on the official website, but for the 1% sparkings, the Turles Crusher Core, let me move my camera up here. They don't have their full details posted on the website. They never do this for 1% sparking, so we're going to go through what information they provide to us in the reveal video here, and then we can kind of get a gist of what each character is meant to do. Okay, so yeah, meme on this reveal. I think this was a really bad reveal, but objectively speaking, a banner having 5 new sparkings on it is very high value. I mean, that's just undoubtedly the case. I'm actually a bit confused as to why they even made this many of the Turles Crusher Corps characters separate. I thought they were going to do a thing where it's like, okay, they have Almond and maybe like Days together, and then Cacao and like the two like Raisin and whatever, Lakase or whatever his name is, can be also a different character. Eventually we're gonna get a Turles that's supposed to fit on this team. I imagine the end of this month is going to be a Turles Ultra, I guess. I don't know, it's kind of strange, but they're introducing a Turles Crusher Corps tag, and then to not give us a Turles makes, like, even for the standards of this development team, makes no sense. So I imagine the end of this month we'll be getting a new Turles that is supposed to be ran alongside these characters, but obviously you cannot run 5 characters together on the same team unless, you know, you obviously build the team around having interchangeable slots, which isn't the case ever because you can't Zenkai buff the team effectively that way. So again, I thought this would be more so like the Ginyu Force, where they were going to make it so that you can run all of the characters together, but that would include making like some tag characters and some assist characters, but that does not seem like that's what they wanted to do here. So Almond is an individual character here. Ranged Green. Z ability buffs movies and Turles Crusher Corps. Remember, we do have the what is it? The Hera Clan tag existing in the game that was introduced during the 3rd anniversary, the Part 2 banner with Gohan and Bojack. So it's probably going to be similar to that. So Almond, let's see, powerful blast attacker, applies the following effects self when battle starts: increase blast damage inflicted, reduce blast and special move arts costs. I mean, these really don't tell us much here. These descriptions are very vague in general. Applies the following effects self upon landing a strike or a blast arts hit, randomly draws 1 new card, greatly increases damage inflicted. Sure, I mean, that doesn't really tell us really what this guy's doing. Main ability starts devastating combos. Randomly destroys 2 of your own cards and draws a special move and an ultimate art. So he actually does have an ultimate, Planet Bomb. This kind of reminds me of the free-to-play yellow Goku that we just got for part 1 of the celebration, the Broly Second Coming yellow Super Saiyan Goku. He draws 2 blue cards with his main ability. I still don't know why. I still don't. I think it's just one of those. It's one of the great mysteries of like the universe, one of the 7 wonders of the world. Why does that Goku draw 2 blue cards with his main ability? This sort of gives me the same vibes as that Goku. Why does he draw a blue card and an ultimate? I don't know. It would make sense if he drew a green and an ultimate, because you could kind of, you know, weave them together, but you can't use a blue card and then like also then use the ultimate in the same string. That doesn't work. So that's a little confusing to me. Greatly increases chance for next special move arts to inflict enemy with feint. Okay, I get it now. So they want you to gamble with the feint off of the blue card and then use the ult. So what is this? Greatly increases chance for next special move arts to inflict enemy with feint on hit if there is a tagged Turles Crusher Corps battle member other than this character in the party. So they want, it says greatly increase the chance. I don't know what the chance is going to be on that, but okay, I kind of get it now. It sounds like they just want you to gamble on the feint with the blue and then combo into the ultimate. Sure. I would be willing to bet money that this guy's ultimate is going to do more damage to feinted characters, kind of like Jiren. I think purple full power Jiren, the LF Jiren. I think, doesn't his ultimate do more damage to a feinted enemy? I think it's probably going to be what this guy does. This guy does as well. Okay. Then we have Days, or Dais, or whatever you want to call them. Purple melee type. Yeah, and then he also buffs Sagos from the movies and Crusher Corps. Strong offense based on special arts. Okay. Applies the following effect self when a special arts card is drawn. Randomly draws at most 3 new cards and you have 3 or fewer cards. Nullifies unfavorable element factors. Nullifies enemy special actions that activate when changing cover. Can you guys think of another character that has an effect like this when you draw a green card? Draws a special arts card when this character enters the battlefield. There is a tag Crusher Corpse battle member other than this character in the party, but it doesn't tell you how many times. I imagine it's probably once, but we'll see. So special arts card destroys all of your cards and randomly draws 3 new ones. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemies, reduce key effects. Sure. Again, these are just general mechanics. We're not getting into the weeds with this. We'll have to cover that tomorrow when we get the data download and we can actually see in game what the full kits are. For Goku, we'll see everything here, but for these guys, we cannot. Powerful abilities to support allies. Let's see. The following effects occur when this character is switched to standby. Draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores allies' health. Restores allied tag Turles Crusher Corpse health. Restores ally key. Increased damage inflicted by allies. Increased damage inflicted by allied tag Turles Crusher Corpse. So here is my, I guess, fear with this release. My fear with these characters all coming out here is going to be sort of similar to the Guinea Force, but probably even more potent than the Guinea Force had it, because at least with the Guinea Force, you know, the team wasn't dependent on you running only Guinea Force characters. Obviously, they're much more powerful when you're running Guinea Force characters, but I'm a little bit worried to see if like some of these characters have like super heavy restrictions to be specifically for Turles Crusher Corpse. Obviously, the Turles Crusher Corpse tag is not going to be a tag that will be constantly buffed moving forward. So just understand that for this banner, if you get, you know, let's say you summon on the banner and you get like Daze or Almond, right? These are probably characters that are going to be effective right now, assuming you have the other Turles Crusher Corpse characters. But, you know, in 2 months from now, they will probably be bad. Just straight up. Once we hit Legends Fest this year, I could see this team just being unrunnable. That's unfortunately probably what I'm going to be seeing here, but we'll see. Again, Turles, we'll have to wait and see what he looks like, because it very much so looks like he will come out at the end of the month, most likely as an Ultra, I guess. Cacao, high defenses and an endurance effect. Okay, so this looks like a defensive character. Restores own health only once when it reaches 0k as endurance. Following effects occur every time when hit with an enemy's arts attack while this character is in the battlefield. Increases own health restoration. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade. All arts costs up. Restores health based on damage received after enemy attack is over. So the cost stacking is actually a really effective disrupt, I think. That is something that Evil Boo does that is really noticeable. Every time this character is, every time he's hit with an arts attack, he is going to be increasing the enemy's cost. That is a really annoying ability. That is effective, for sure. All right, and then draws plenty of cards for hard-hitting combos. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards when this character enters the battlefield. That's pretty good. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards when an enemy switches characters. Okay, so he has decent card draw mechanics. The green card is going to draw 1 card, give you key, card draw speed by 1 level, and then nullifies enemies' key reduction effects. Okay, sure. That's all we have for that guy. Then the last 1% sparking is going to be Raisin and Lakase Assist. This is an assist character and not a tag unit. Buffs self and allies using vanishing steps. Actually, let me go ahead and just go back to the first page here. They are yellow, which is a good color right now. And it looks like they are a support type. Unique ability, the following effects occur when this character performs a vanishing step. Restores own key, greatly restores own vanishing gauge, activates once. I wish they would at least tell us the percentage of how much they restored. You know, just saying greatly restores their own vanishing gauge tells me nothing. That doesn't provide any useful information to me. Increases damage inflicted and then increases damage inflicted by allies. That also provides very little information, but it does, you know, they are supporting when they vanish. I don't know what that entails because there's no numbers here. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors when this character enters the battlefield. If this character has used Vanishing Step over a certain number of times. Okay, I like these abilities that are kind of like, I call these questing abilities, where you have to like go on a quest with the character to sort of fulfill the conditions, and then from that point forward for the rest of the fight, you will have these effects active, kind of like LF Blue 17's unique gauge. He would get permanently the double vanish when you get the unique gauge filled up, kind of similar to this. But they would go, it says nullifies own unfavorable element factors, but it doesn't say for damage sustained. So that tells me it's most likely going to be for offense as well, which could be useful. I'm specifically talking about for Rise. Like this is a support character, so I don't think they're going to be doing much damage. But for like Rising Rush purposes, it might allow this character to be good in Rising Rushing like a red unit, like Fusion Zamasu, and actually killing him with a rush could be pretty impactful, I think. Special arts greatly restores on Vanishing Age. Okay, so it looks like a lot of different vanish manipulation here. And then the next page can switch elements. Oh, can switch elements during battle. Special arts. If own element is yellow, switches it to blue. If own element is blue, switches it to yellow. So this is like poor man's tag character, I guess. Like this is the design of an assist character that I would have expected to see before tag characters even existed in the game. Like that's what this is like. That's what the vibe of this character is giving to me, right? This is basically how they would have designed a tag character before that mechanic existed in the game. Okay, that is all of the 1% characters. Let's go ahead and move over to the official website and we can talk about Goku here. All right, so tenaciously survive your opponent's most formidable attacks and counterattack with reserves of incredible power when in dire situations. Legends Limited Goku is here. Okay, so it does sound like he might be a defense type. High defenses using the unique gauge. Goku's unique gauge charges up every time an ally is hit with an enemy arts attack. So yeah, similar to like Blue 17, Red Beast Gohan, stuff like that. When it fills up to max, it will reduce your opponent's Dragon Balls and reduce the impact, explode, and slice damage that Goku receives. Okay, so that sounds like they are going similar to... Again, a lot of characters are getting this. This Goku undoubtedly will have 70% reduced damage received, but then he'll have further damage reduction against specific types of damage. But this is Explode, Slice, and Impact. That's a lot of damage types. So, yeah, characters like Fusing Super Vegito have this. Transformed Garlic Jr. has this. It's just a way to get even more bulk, even though he already does have 70% reduced damage. He's going to have additional damage reduction against special damage types. Again, impact damage is like, I don't know, 80% of the game. Plus, if Goku's health is below 50%, this character will recover lots of health. Okay. Wildly tough against ultimate arts. When faced with an enemy, Goku's unfavorable element factors will be nullified for damage received. One time, when an enemy activates an ultimate or awakened arts, Goku will recover health, and the enemy's attribute upgrades and buff effects will be cancelled. That means Goku can be used to take your opponent's ultimates. Okay, obviously that's probably geared for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I imagine that removes his type neutral, right, against Gogeta. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'll have to actually go back and look. Like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, does he have uncancelable type neutral on main? I think is it uncancelable? No, it's not. It is cancelable. So that is important to note. Okay. Early combo potential. While the enemy has 50% or more health, Goku will get a boost to arts card draw speed and nullify enemy special cover changes. Since this character also gets a boost to draw speed at battle start, you can go on the offense with +2 arts card draw speed. Okay. And then special move and ultimate arts useful for offense and defense. If you fill the unique gauge to max at least once, so it sounds like you can fill it multiple times, then special move arts will restore your vanishing gauge by 100%. Okay. Upon activation, and if there's a defeated battle member, ultimate arts will do the same. These arts also restore ki and can draw a special move arts or an ultimate arts respectively, giving you plenty of opportunities to land some powerful moves. Survive to the end and use a stunning spirit bomb to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat with Legends Limited Goku. I feel like they've used this phrase like 4 times describing like different characters. It's time to think of a different punchline at the end here. All right, element yellow, character tag, Sun Family, Saiyan, episode sagas from the movies. Let me just take a look here. I believe he's probably a defense type, but it'll tell us on the reveal here. He's actually a range type. Okay. Huh. They made it sound like he would be a defense type, but he is a range type. Okay, interesting. Let's see here. So Z ability. Let's just take a look at the big one. 38% to sagas from the movies, Sun Family, or tags Saiyan, Strike, and Blast. Yeah, it's double defense Z ability too. And then 18% to characters that are both Sun Family and movies Blast attack. Okay, I don't know why they needed to limit that to 2 tags, but double defense Z ability. He does have blast armor. They're real. This is a range type character with blast armor. They're really just giving everyone blast armor. When was the last ranged character to have blast armor? I'm actually kind of curious. Like, when was the last time we had a ranged type character? Can I like filter by like type? Give me a second. I think I can. All right, so here are the list of all the characters that have, or that, sorry, that are classified as, oh, actually, no, yeah, the last few, oh, never mind. Yeah, we actually do have quite a few. Omega does have it. Of course, Ultimate Gohan has it. Nappa and Vegeta have that. These guys have it too. Okay, it actually isn't as rare as I was thinking. But it really hasn't really been until recently, right? I guess Jiren had it too. Yeah, I guess sort of starting with Jiren, they started, I guess, giving blast armor more liberally to ranged characters. Yeah, Jiren had it. And then the next character to have it was this guy. And then yeah, this year they've just been giving blast armor to everyone. So yeah, it's not as uncommon as I thought, but it's still nice to have it. Blast, buff your blast damage when you activate blast arts. So this is 20% of blast damage for 5 counts. That's actually, you know, that's a stackable blast effect. That's not bad. Blue card. So it is a melee type blue card. If you filled the unique gauge to max at least once, then draw a special move arts and restore your vanish gauge by 100%. Deals mass impact damage, falling effects to self upon activation, restores ki by 30. 30% to special move damage inflicted for 10 counts. Also applies the falling effect self if unique gauge has been filled at least once. Draws a... Oh, he just draws another... Draws a special move arts card next. Restores vanishing gauge by 100% both 3 times. That is... Huh. That is going to be really annoying. Because this is not on hit. This is on activation. So on activation, you're going to be drawing a blue card and restoring your vanishing gauge by 100% 3 times. This guy's going to be like a melee range demon, even though he's a ranged character. Like, he's going to be good in melee range as long as you have 1 blue card. This guy might be weak, though. You know what I'm going to be looking for, actually? Is this guy immune to AoE greens? This guy, if you're going to be using this guy in melee range a lot, he could have issues with AoE greens, but we'll see. We'll see. The green card. This symbol to use special arts will restore ki and draw 2 cards if you have 3 or fewer plus. If you can hit your opponent with it, you'll know, oh, this was like a melee. What is this? Is this an AoE green? Hold on. I gotta... Is that an AoE green? Let me see the animations here. Okay, that's the cover change. This is the blue card, right? Do they show the green card in this? Wait, that's... Oh, it's a long-range green. Yeah, that destructive... Because we know his blue card is a... Wow, okay, so we haven't seen one of these in a while on a new character? I'm trying to think. Who was the last character to have a ranged green like this? Yeah, it looks like a ranged green card. Okay. Applies the following effects self upon activation. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores ki by 50. Following effects occur on hit. Cover and all for 10 counts. Inflicts enemy that should be downgrade plus 20% of damage received for 20 timer counts. 100% chance to inflict extreme bleed. Then of course it is comboable. Okay. Yeah, that's good. I actually was going to make a comment about this blue card before I saw what it did. I was thinking to myself, like, okay, another character with a melee blue. Like, ranged blues are really, really strong. You guys know how strong Ultimate Gohan is with his range. I'm going to actually move my camera down again because you guys are probably used to seeing it down here. You guys know how strong Ultimate Gohan's ranged blues are. Like, ranged blues are just inherently, most of the time, better than melee blues. But the fact that he has a ranged green kind of makes up for that too. You can just gain priority with this. That's pretty good. Okay. The ultimate. If there's a defeated battle member, you'll draw another ultimate arts and your vanishing gauge will be restored by 100%. So he actually draws an ultimate from the ultimate. So this guy draws blue cards from blue cards and ultimates from ultimates. Deals massive. Oh, they only gave him massive? They gave him massive. Let's see. Let's compare. Omega, Ultimate Gohan. What does Omega have? Does Omega have massive or is it supreme? Omega has supreme. Okay. Gohan has supreme. Okay. Guess we'll move on. Super 17. Actually, this is only ranged characters. Let's just unfilter this. What is... I think Super 17 is Supreme, right? No, Super 17 is Massive. Okay. Who was the last character to have Massive as an LF? Broly doesn't have an ultimate. God Goku. What did God Goku have? Supreme. I'm not really too sure how they determine who gets Supreme and who doesn't. Let's see. Baby. Massive. Okay, Baby might have been the last LF that had Massive. Super Vegeta was before Baby. He has Massive too. Okay, so it is only Massive, sure. Applies the following effects to self upon activation. Restores ki by 30 upon activation. You know why that's probably good is because, again, he's going to draw another ultimate. 50% ultimate damage inflicted. Nullifies enemies, restore health when it reaches 0 effects when this character attacks for 3 counts. Also applies the following effects to self if there is a defeated battle member. Draws the ultimate arts card times 10 times Kaioken Kamehameha next. Activates once, restores vanishing gauge by 100% blast armor. Yeah, this is, I think, this actually might bait a lot of people, right? I'm just trying to think, like, are people going to be hesitant to just use the ultimate on this guy? If they don't have a defeated battle member because they want to get the second ultimate? I mean, clearly there is merit to holding on to this because you are going to be able to stack this twice. So the second ultimate's going to hit a lot harder than the first one does. But I think a lot of people are going to get baited by this, I think. And they're not going to want to use this even in a situation where like they could kill with it, right? Most likely. I think a lot of people are going to get baited by this. I would say, you know, obviously before I get a chance to use the character, don't get baited into like not popping your ultimate when you think you can kill somebody with it because you want to get more value off of getting a second one. I'm not sure how much I like this having a condition on it. We'll see. We'll see. All right, main abilities: cancel any attribute downgrades and roll conditions and gain immunity to them for the next 60 timer counts. If there's a defeated battle member, then you'll even nullify your opponent's destroy card effects and your own unfavorable element factors. Okay, so a lot of, you know, defeated battle member conditions so far. Draws the ultimate arts card 10 times Kaioken Kamehameha next. Restores own health by 30% and ki by 50. Cancel attribute downgrades and roll conditions. And then nullifies own attribute downgrades and roll conditions for 60 counts. Also applies the following effects to self if there's a defeated battle member. Nullifies unfavorable element factors for 20 counts. And then nullifies enemies destroy card effects for 20 counts. Okay, so this is obviously meant to make your ultimate type neutral. So if you're fighting against a red character, you know, Super 17, maybe Goku and Piccolo, Fusion Zamasu, they want you to have a tool to deal with them with your ultimate. Sure, again, this kind of, I mean, I haven't read the unique abilities yet, but this kind of reminds me of like Yellow Bardock, when Yellow Bardock had conditional endurance on a defeated battle member. I'm not a fan of defeated battle member mechanics. Guess who the last character who was heavily gated behind defeated battle member mechanics was? Yellow Saiyan Saga Goku. Like one of the worst releases of all time. So I'm not really a fan of characters having defeated battle member conditions in their kits, but we'll see. Unique ability 1. Get +1 to arts card draw speed to nullify enemy special cover changes when you use an arts card while the enemy's health is 50% or above. Okay, that's another condition. Goku's unfavorable element factors will be nullified every time when faced with an enemy, and if an ally is inflicted with no switching while Goku is on the battlefield, you reduce your opponent's ki by 100 and seal their Rising Rush and main abilities. Let me read this again. Goku's unfavorable element factors will be nullified every time when faced with an enemy. And if an ally is inflicted with no switching while Goku is on the battlefield, aka himself, I don't know why it even specifies that, you'll reduce your opponent's ki by 100 and seal their Rising Rush and main abilities. That's what we've been waiting for. There we go. That's great. Who do you guys think that's targeted for? There we go. Perfect. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Just when your opponent thinks they can finish you off, you'll be able to pull through. Yeah, that is exactly what we needed. This guy looks like a targeted counter to Gogeta, which is really the most important thing from this release. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. 130% to damage inflicted, reduced damage received by 70%, 70% to key recovery, minus 10 to blast, special move, and ultimate arts costs, and then card draw speed by 1 level. Falling effects to self every time when faced with an enemy key plus 25, 90% damage. Okay, so that's just on entry. So he's entering the battlefield with 220% damage, pretty good. Nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 5 counts. Oh, really? So he's faced with an enemy and then he just... Okay, so that's good. That's a good defensive tool. Just type neutral for 5 counts. So on cover change, he's going to be type neutral for the first few counts. Falling effects occur when this character uses an arts if enemy health is 50% or above. Increases own arch card draw speed by 1 level for 3 counts. Applies buff effect. Nullifies enemies' special actions activate when changing cover for 10 counts. Activation count resets and character switches. And then inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 50% to health restoration. The fact that that's all enemies is really good, because if you go for like a blue card and the opponent cover changes, the cover changing enemy who might have endurance is going to get still affected by the health restoration debuff. So if you pop a character who's cover changing and if you pop their endurance, they're going to be healing less from that. Yeah, but this, I mean, this is not like once only here, this card draw speed. So as long as you're attacking an enemy that has 50% or above health, you're stacking card draw speed essentially with him. So he's always essentially going to have double card draw speed unless you're attacking someone with less than 50% health, which is not super common, so that's good. Falling effects occur when an ally is inflicted with no switching. Yeah, here is where things start to get good, because this is very targeted to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. When you activate Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's unique gauge, he inflicts your team with no switching. I think it's twice, right? The last time you activate it, he doesn't actually do that. But this is clearly targeted towards him. There aren't really any other major characters that activate no switching besides like Baby. Like max unique gauge Baby ultimate locks as well, but that's really it, right? While this character's in the battlefield, activates twice. Okay, that's good to know. Reduce enemy key by 100, so they can't initiate with Gogeta. Steals enemies Rising Rush for 10 counts, so you can actually attack Gogeta when you get locked in. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 20 to all arts costs. That's pretty annoying too, yeah. Seals all enemies' main abilities for 10 counts, sure. This is not really going to do anything, I don't think, to like a Baby who pops their ultimate while they have a full gauge, because it's already going to be activated by that point, but that's good to know. Good to know. I guess the other one is like Super 17 if he gets you with a green card or something, right? That could be good. Like he absorbs your key, he applies no switching, and then he has 0 key because you reduce his key by 100. So this guy could actually blast against Super 17 and not really have to worry too much about it. Applies the following effects to allies when an ally is defeated. Restores health by 20%, 20% damage. 10% to damage inflicted by episode sagas in the movies. Okay, so he's supporting the team when an ally is defeated. Again, I don't like defeated ally conditions. I'm sorry. This might be the bane of this character. We'll see. There's just too many. There's too many of these. There's too many of these. Unique ability 2. This is long. There's a lot to go over here. Has a special cover change against blasts. Okay. Every time an ally is hit by an enemy arts attack, Goku's unique gauge will charge up. When it fills up to max, reduce your opponent's Dragon Balls by 1 and reduce the impact, explode, and slice damage Goku receives. Plus 1 time when your opponent activates an ultimate arts, Goku will recover health and cancel the enemy's attribute upgrades and buff effects, letting this character tank ultimates with ease. If you fill the unique gauge to max when Goku's health is below 50%, additional effects will activate, including health restoration. Knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their blast arts. Okay, that's good. So he has a cover change against blasts, which is better than a strike cover change, right for now. Falling effects occur when an enemy activates an ultimate arts or awakened arts while this character is not defeated. So this can activate when he's on standby, which is pretty good. The only problem with this, though, is it's pretty tough to just get rid of, right? I mean, most teams have multiple ultimates. And this doesn't affect Rising Rushes, right? So if like Fusing Super Vegeta Rising Rushes your team, he's not going to be having, like Goku's not going to be canceling his buffs, because this is only against ultimates or awakened arts. Sure. Restores on health by 30% and cancels enemies' attribute upgrades and buff effects, sure. Applies the following effects to self every time an ally is hit with an enemy's arts attack based on that ally's remaining health. Health is 50% or above, charges unique gauge. Health is 50% or below, greatly charges unique gauge. Okay, I don't... Sure. Who are you, like, actively tanking hits with under 50% health? No one. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I guess. I don't know. Once the unique gauge is full, it resets to 0, and the following effects occur. 20% of damage inflicted for 30 counts. Reduce impact, explode, and slice damage. Oh, it's timed. Reduces impact, explode, and slice damage received by 10% for 15 timer counts. Why is that not just permanent? 20% of damage inflicted by allies for 15 counts. That one could be good. I'm going to have to see how fast this thing actually charges. I'm not sure. Shortens allies subcount by 3. Reduce enemies Dragon Balls by 1. Activates 3 times. Okay, that could be annoying. Following effects occur according to the conditions met. Own remaining health is below 50%. Restores own health by 30%. Activates 3 times. And cancels own attribute downgrades in normal conditions. This could be annoying, like a lot. If you're getting beat up constantly the whole time, and you're just healing and, you know, lowering their Dragon Balls, increasing your damage. Like, this could stack, actually, is probably why they did it like this. So, I guess there's 2 ways they could do this, right? They could make this a permanent buff, and it's just up forever. But I guess the upside to doing it this way is this effect can stack, right? So if Goku is just, like, taking hit after hit after hit, you could actually be stacking multiple instances of this damage reduction. Yeah, this could be good. I mean, this is certainly going to be an instance where this character will undoubtedly be very dupe dependent. That's how all these defensive characters work. That's how Super Baby 2 has worked like that. I would argue to an extent Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta works like that as well, but he's kind of different because he has the auto gauge activation at half health anyway. Cancels own attribute downgrades in abnormal conditions, activates 3 times. This character is in the battlefield, draws a special arts card next. Oh, okay. And randomly destroys 2 enemy cards. So he actually force draws his long-range green card when his gauge fills up, when he's in the battlefield twice. Increases own unique gauge by 30% when this character uses a striker or blast arts while own remaining health is below 50%. Okay. So you can actually fill up your own unique gauge if you're under 50% health, which doesn't really give you, I mean, it just gives you a green card potentially, right? Sure. Shortens ally subcount by 5 when enemy activates Rising Rush while this character is in the battlefield. That's probably just for, like, Super Vegeta, right? I guess. Yeah, this is definitely, like, I'm looking at the unique gauge portion of this character, and it's hard for me to really judge this until I use him, but it seems... I think people are going to underrate this. We'll see. I think it's going to be more effective than it looks on paper. My main concern with this character is how many defeated ally conditions he has. Let me... So the main ability, that's the first one, right? Let me go back. Actually, the blue card didn't have anything, right? He has to fill his unique gauge to get this portion, which is not that bad, I don't think. Yeah, the ultimate has a big one. I mean, the ultimate literally draws you a second ultimate and gives you a full vanishing gauge if you have a dead ally. The main ability gives you type neutral if you have dead ally. And this. And then what's the other thing? He gives a lot of support if you have a dead ally. I don't know why he needed to have all these conditions. And it's not just those things either. Right? There's other conditions too. Like the blue card. Oh, you have to fill up your unique gauge once, otherwise you can't get this. Like, I don't know why we're making new LF characters have like a billion conditions. I'm not saying it's inherently a bad idea, but how many conditions does Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta have? How many conditions does Fusing Super Vegito have? Like, Ultimate Gohan has nothing. Like, they just press cards and they're strong and they enter the battlefield and they just kill you. I don't know if that's what this character is going to be doing, okay? How much damage does he do? So we got 130 here. We got 90. That's 220. I'm not even going to count this because you guys have a dead ally for that. That's it. Besides just filling up the unique gauge. 20%. So this is actually going to stack, right? This and this. These are effects that are going to stack here. That's 40%. I don't know. His green card gives him damage, right? No, it doesn't. It does not give him damage. Okay. And I imagine this green card will probably be a long animation. This gives him damage, though, right? The blast effect. That could be good. But it's only for 5 counts. To me, it looks like they're setting this guy up to be more of a like balanced character, not super mega offensive, but also like decent in terms of you know, staying power with all the vanish restoration. He can go type neutral defensively, he can go type neutral offensively with a dead ally, and then he has different ways to support and heal too. But my main point of criticism with this character is he just has way too many conditions. We'll see. I certainly don't... My initial impressions for looking at this guy, I certainly don't feel like this guy is as good as he should have been. He is certainly fulfilling partly the role that I wanted him to in being a counter towards Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but this guy is not a counter to the level that I really wanted him to be, honestly. I think he probably should have been a little bit of a harder counter to him, but we'll see. I don't really like to judge too harshly until we actually are able to use the character here. But I guess it is also possible this guy could synergize pretty well with some of the Turles, Crusher, Corpse characters. But let me know what you guys think of Goku as well as the other characters. Tomorrow we'll do a real breakdown video for the other 1% Sparkings, but this is Goku's kit. This is what he looks like fully here. So let me know what you think. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.